speech or my story to you guys, okay? You're the most important people in the room to me. My name is Vera Moore, and I'm up here to share my strength, hope, and empowerment. My last encounter with the police was, I had trekked across an open field that was about 3/4 of a mile long in hopes to get clean. I had a huge suitcase with me. I had just finished taking my last hit, and all I knew was I wanted something different in my life. I trekked across this field and it smelled like rodents, and I have a very serious phobia against rats and rodents and skunks, but I did it because I knew I wanted something different in my life. I trekked across that with that suitcase, and I got to the program that I wanted to go to, and I gave them my suitcase, and they tested me, and they said, you can't be here dirty. And I said, well, I have no place else to go. Because I have suffered through and survived homelessness, domestic violence, substance abuse, as well as domestic violence. Oh, I said that, huh? Domestic violence, substance abuse, and homelessness. And I wasn't going back. All I could see was the bright future ahead of me. I placed all my hope in God, and I had nothing else to lose. So I got there, they gave me a room, and they went through my things. And when I woke up the next morning, grabbed me a cup of coffee, they said, I'm sorry, you can't stay. We found a substance in your suitcase that looked like it could be drugs. I said, oh no, there's no drugs on me. I may have been high when I got here, but I made a solid decision to move forward. They called the sheriff, deputy came in, and I saw him put these white substances into these little bitty bags. And it had like some sort of chemical in it. And he kept shaking it, it wouldn't change color. He was like, what is this? I said, I have no idea. They handcuffed me and put me in the back of the squad car anyway. He tested it again with another bag. What is this, he said. I said, I have no idea. He says, you sure that it's not crack? I said, I'm positive. He said, how do you know? I said, because if it was crack, I would have smoked it already. I was a die-hard drug addict. I used people, I learned how to manipulate and lie. But one thing I couldn't do was couldn't lie and manipulate with my children. And they deserved the best. So I needed to get myself together. And I wanted somebody that was like me to teach me how to get better. Somebody had been there and done that like me to teach me to get better. Well, when they took me to jail anyway, I had absconding. And so my probation officer put me in, and I found out that I had a case that was pending over my head. And I told my public defender, I need a drug treatment program. He said, you have no drug cases. Because I was a liar and a manipulator, I got other people to do the drug cases for me. I got the stealing and the conspiracy and the, having things in my possession, but I never got a drug case. I said, just do what I asked. You work for me. That was the one thing that I did know. Because I've had a long history of prison as well as jail and institutions. And I knew that if anything happened that day, if I didn't put myself in treatment, death was sure to follow. And I didn't want to die. So my public defender said to me, I'll ask, but whatever, right? He shrugged me off. They didn't have a program like this, where they look at you and you say, I have a drug problem, help me. And then they make a decision to help you, as opposed to putting you in another institution that is going to just further the damage that you've already sustained. Because my public defender didn't really believe that I had a drug program, or that I had a drug problem, I wrote a letter to the judge, and I sent it on my own behalf, and I asked for a drug program. And he looked at me in the court, and despite what the DA was saying and my public defender, he decided to give me a drug program, and it changed my entire life. I can tell you all the things that I've done wrong, but I will tell you the things that I did right. I made a solid decision, and I make one every single day. I wake up, I put my feet on the ground, I thank God for being alive, for breathing, and for having the opportunity to do something right. Since I've been in my recovery, which will be 10 years, August 24th. I count the day that I woke up, and that's today. Because every day we're faced with challenges. I have lost my dad, my uncle, my auntie, and one of the most serious, and don't laugh, okay? I lost my Pomeranian. He was my emotional support animal, and he drowned in my pool. And it sent me back to being 9 years old, and all the things that had happened in my past flooded. So for a year, I have been struggling with being emotionally intelligent and making smart decisions. And the smartest decision I ever made was not to pick up. And I keep pushing forward. So what do I do now? I run an organization by the name of True Beginnings, and we have a home for women just like me. And what we offer there is longevity, loyalty, and we help you move through a support network and learn the things that you need to learn in your life in order to be great. Because there's no cookie cutter approach to doing this. It has to be from within you. I journey every single day fixing me. And what I learn, I pass on to my sisters and my brothers. So we have an office that will help you with communication, computer skills, learning the basics. It's all about branding, being able to market your most valuable asset, and that is yourself. You cannot get quality employment unless you believe that you deserve it. And because when we get in this space and we're new, we do not believe that we deserve something great. But I'm here to tell you that you do. A lot of people are out here fighting for equality. You're already equal. Wake up in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror, tell yourself that you did it, that you love you. Put your feet on the ground and keep it pushing. And there are millions of us out here supporting you. You pick up the phone, and we will do whatever it takes to get you to the next level. As Sierra says it, level up. So my story is, I've been there, I've done that, but what I do now is I offer service, I keep myself humble, and I never forget where I came from by providing something that so many of us don't have, and that's the support to overcome the barriers that prevent us from being productive citizens. Thank you so very much.